Welcome to Time Well Spent, the podcast where we explore ways to make better use of our time and enhance our well-being. I'm Sabrina Cooper, a registered dental hygienist, holistic culinary nutritionist, and practical herbalist. And today's episode focuses on combating burnout, self-sabotage, and guilt, common pitfalls that can negatively impact our lives. We'll discuss practical strategies and mindset shifts to help you reclaim your time and energy. Let's dive in, shall we? In today's fast-paced world, the push to stay productive, connected, and constantly on has become the norm. While striving for success can be motivating, it can also blur the boundaries between dedication and depletion. Burnout and self-sabotage are two outcomes of this imbalance that quietly undermine our well-being and effectiveness both personally and professionally. First, let's talk about burnout. According to the National Center for Biotechnology Information, the term burnout was coined in the 1970s by the American psychologist Herbert Freudenberger. He used it to describe the consequences of severe stress and high ideals in caregiving professions. It referred to doctors and nurses, for example, who would sacrifice themselves for others and would often end up being exhausted, listless, and overwhelmed, which coined burnout. Nowadays, it doesn't just refer to caregiving professions or for the dark side of self-sacrifice. It can affect anyone who experiences a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. It can develop from feeling either constantly overworked or under-challenged, being under pressure all the time, having conflicts with colleagues, and can also be the extreme commitment that results in people neglecting their own needs. It is usually caused by work-related stress, but isn't just about that. It can be overall stressors or taking on too much emotionally, mentally, and physically. Some of the signs that are included are exhaustion. People affected feel drained and emotionally exhausted. They report not having enough energy, being overwhelmed, and feeling tired and down. They may also develop physical symptoms like pain and gastrointestinal stomach or bowel problems. Alienation from work-related activities. People who have burnout find their jobs increasingly stressful and frustrating. They may start being cynical about their working conditions or colleagues. They may increasingly distance themselves emotionally and start showing less interest in their work. They may also have reduced performance. Burnout mainly affects everyday tasks at work, at home, or when caring for family members. People with burnout are very negative about their tasks and find it hard to concentrate, are listless, and lack creativity. Research by Deloitte found that 77% of workers have experienced burnout at their current job, and the top driver of burnout is lack of support and recognition from leadership. Indeed revealed that while more than half, 52% of workers reported feeling burnout, there is a disconnect between the age groups, while only 31% of baby boomers identified as feeling burned out. 59% of millennials and 58% of Gen Z respondents felt the same. What are some of the causes? Work-related stress, lack of control, or unrealistic expectations can all contribute to burnout. Burnout is not simply a result of working long hours or juggling too many tasks, though those both play a role. When a person isn't in control on how a job is carried out, home life, and all that comes with your living environment, everyday life, shall we say, or doing things that don't align with your beliefs or ethical views, can affect your life in ways of cynicism, depression, and lethargy that all fall under the umbrella of burnout. There can also be times where working toward a goal or on a project won't resonate with you and are lacking the support to execute the task at hand. If we don't tailor responsibilities to match a true calling, or at least take a break once in a while, burnout can happen, as well as the mountain of mental and physical health problems that often come along with it, including headaches, fatigue, heartburn, and other gastrointestinal symptoms, as well as increased potential for alcohol, drug, or food misuse. This in turn begins a snowball effect because it then affects more than your mental state, but your physical state. Things to keep in mind. Pay attention to your body. Are you feeling physically drained? Notice your mental state. Are you struggling to concentrate or feeling unmotivated? These are questions to ask yourself when things are coming at you from every direction, and it's good practice to pause and reflect before moving forward. Burnout can often stem from the fear of failure or when we undermine our own successes, which is where self-sabotage comes to play. We often take on things or don't say no because we don't want to disappoint. Let's move on to self-sabotage. Self-sabotage often accompanies burnout, creating a destructive cycle that keeps us from achieving our goals. It can take many forms: procrastination, negative self-talk, perfectionism, or overcommitting. At its core, self-sabotage stems from fear of failure, of success, or not being enough. When we push ourselves past our limits, we undermine our own potential. The drive to consistently do more can morph into self-criticism when our efforts feel insufficient. This mindset breeds guilt for resting, frustration for not achieving enough, and anxiety that we're losing momentum, ironically perpetuating the very behaviors that deplete us. Guilt can also be a major time thief. We often feel guilty for taking time for ourselves, leading to overcommitment and stress. Guilt can stem from societal pressures, family expectations, or our own high standards, which in turn leads to resentment and a lack of enjoyment in everyday activities. Identify situations that trigger guilt for you. Ask yourself, is this guilt constructive or is it holding me back? Am I doing things from a genuine place, or am I forcing what I'm doing to please others? Asking yourself some of these questions and taking a pause will allow yourself for some self-reflection and actually tell you if you're doing something from a place of joy. And if it isn't, it will give you time to step back and perhaps say no to the next activity that is on your list. This is why decompression is essential. Decompression, taking time to rest, reflect, and reset, is not indulgent, it's essential. Just as muscles need recovery after exercise, our minds and emotions need downtime to repair and recharge. Rest helps restore cognitive clarity, boost creativity, and strengthen resilience. It allows us to process experiences, realign with our values, and approach challenges with renewed perspectives. Simple decompression strategies can make a profound difference. Disconnect regularly. Step away from digital devices and constant notifications. Engage in restorative activities. Try mindfulness, nature walks, journaling, or hobbies that bring joy without pressure. Prioritize sleep and nutrition. Quality rest and nourishment are foundational to emotional balance. Set realistic boundaries. Learn to say no and delegate when possible. Seek support. Talking with trusted friends, mentors, or professionals fosters accountability and self-awareness. Recognizing burnout and self-sabotage is the first step toward breaking the cycle. By giving ourselves permission to slow down, we create space for clarity and genuine growth. Productivity is not about constant action, it's about sustained effectiveness, and that cannot exist without rest. Decompression is not a sign of weakness. It's a strategic investment in long-term success and well-being. When we honor our need for balance, we show up more fully for our goals, our relationships, and ourselves. Now that we've identified some key issues, let's discuss strategies to make better use of our time and prevent these negative impacts. 1. Prioritize self-care. Schedule regular breaks and downtime. Engage in activities that recharge you, whether it's reading, exercise, or spending time with your loved ones. Whatever brings you self-joy and gives you that opportunity to sit back and do something for you. Learn to say no. This is a big one. Protect your time from unnecessary commitments. Don't overcommit yourself. If it doesn't come from a place of joy, you're going to regret the decision later, and it will come from a place of negativity. So if you can't do it, it's okay to say no. Communicate your limits clearly to others and set those boundaries for yourself. It's not being selfish, it's being kind. Practice mindfulness. Incorporate mindfulness practices like meditation or deep breathing into your daily routine. Being present can help reduce anxiety and improve focus. Even just 5 minutes a day, taking some deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling, starting your day with some words of gratitude and positivity, thinking of something that brings you joy and smiling and laughing, and maybe it's even just listening to a great song that you love to start the day. Whatever it takes, do something that will relax your mind, create focus and clarity. Tasks into smaller steps. Avoid overwhelm by breaking larger projects into manageable tasks. Celebrate small victories to build momentum. Instead of taking on something really, really large, like cleaning the whole house in one day, maybe you just clean the upstairs one day and the next day you clean the downstairs. Or, if you have a big project on hand, focus on something that is tangible in that moment and something that you can get done, and perhaps break it up into pieces so the following day you do the rest, and so on. Reflect and adjust. Spend time each week reflecting on your accomplishments and areas for improvement. Adjust your goals based on what is realistic and fulfilling for you. So perhaps you had a really busy week. Take a step back and see, why was it so busy? And perhaps was it because things were thrown into your schedule that you weren't anticipating? Was it because you had too much on your plate? Perhaps you didn't account for not feeling well that day and decided not to say no to someone and kept going and pushing through. Reflect on how you could have improved that week and take it as a learning tool for the following week and weeks to come on how to schedule and fill your days so that you do have time for yourself and time to decompress. Create a routine. Establish a daily routine that incorporates work and self-care. Routines can provide structure and reduce decision fatigue. And sometimes it's easier said than done. There are times when I even create a routine or have a routine and something gets thrown in the mix. Like the other day, it started to snow and the driveway needed shoveling, and it was kind of going to buy into my me time. But I thought, the snow will be there, so why don't I do my regime, my program in the morning, what I like to do, my meditation, my yoga. And then when I'm completed what I need to have for myself, I will go out and shovel the snow, because I know that if I do it first and I take care of everything else and everybody else and not do what I was meant to do that day, then I'll come from a place of negativity because I'll feel sad and upset that I didn't get to have my time in the morning to clear my mind and start my day off on the right foot. Now, there are times where my routine may have to change, but I remind myself that I have tomorrow. Today is a day that I need to put aside for the things that need to get done. And if I can only do a very short stretch and a very short meditation early in the morning, and that's all I have, perhaps I'll do it in the evening before I go to bed so I can clear my day of the busy day I had or whatever was on my plate that day. But I know that I have tomorrow to get back to my routine and give myself that time to recharge and start the day off the way that I really love to do without rushing. But unfortunately, sometimes things happen, and it's not about a choice to say no, sometimes we don't really have that choice. An appointment that's only available at 8:30 in the morning, or you have someone you need to take care of, they're not feeling well, and you just can't say, well, excuse me, I need to take care of myself first. Just make sure that you do give yourself the time to take care of yourself when you're completed the tasks at hand. While rest, boundaries, and supportive relationships are central to recovery, nature offers gentle allies that may help the body adapt and heal. Always check with a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement or herb, especially if you take medications or have medical conditions. Some things that can help with stress are adaptogens. Ashwagandha may reduce cortisol levels and improve sleep and mood stability. Holy basil, Tulsi, is traditionally used in Ayurvedic medicine to support resilience and balanced energy. You can find this and put it into a tea form and just steep it, and it will actually bring a total calm to your body and relaxation, and it balances out your energy, which is really fantastic. I love Tulsi. I think everyone should have a little Tulsi in their life. Nervines are calming herbs for the nervous system. Things like lemon balm, chamomile, and passion flower can help ease anxiety and promote relaxation. There's also oat straw, which nourishes frazzled nerves and supports emotional steadiness. So you could often take like a basil and maybe a lemon balm and put it into a nice tea in the evening. And that would be a really nice way to calm your nerves and create a little stress-free cup of tea before going to bed. And then for foundational support is hydration, balanced meals, good quality sleep, gentle movement, exposure to morning sunlight, and time in nature all recalibrate the nervous system. So make sure you're drinking water, eating a well-supported meal, trying to avoid those sugars and high-calorie meals. Get a good quality sleep, 7 to 8 hours if possible after you've enjoyed that calming tea before bed. Make some gentle movement in the morning, some yoga, perhaps a little bit of Pilates, gentle Pilates, and really embrace the sun when it comes out. When we get into those winter months, sometimes we're not seeing the sun as much, but make sure you're getting some of that morning sunlight whenever you can and spending some time in nature, because that really, really helps your nervous system. Enjoy the fresh air, even if it's cold. That invigorating cold air on your skin just does something for you. So when you come in, you can embrace the warmness of your home and you'll just feel that much more energetic. So thank you for joining me today on Time Well Spent. Remember, it's about finding balance and making conscious choices about how we use our time. Let's commit to prioritizing our well-being and breaking free from the cycles of burnout and guilt. At the end of this podcast, I've included a short meditation to balance and regroup throughout your day. If you have enjoyed this podcast episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Share this podcast with anyone you think might benefit from these insights. And until next time, take care and remember to spend your time wisely. Now, before we sink deeper into meditation, let's bring awareness to what burnout truly is. Not as a failure, but as a signal. It's not weakness. It's the body saying, enough. It's time to restore and balance. Take a deep breath and let it go. Take another deep breath, inhaling really deeply. And as you are inhaling, imagine that you're filling yourself up with vitality. And as you exhale, as you release that exhaustion, not all at once, but gently and patiently. So not a big exhale, but a slow, and let it all go. Now bring your attention to your heart space, the center of feeling and compassion within you. If you've been hard on yourself for not doing or being enough, silently say, I have given too much. It's time to receive. I honor the effort that has brought me here. With each breath, soften into the truth that even stillness has value. You are doing something powerful right now by simply allowing yourself to rest. Take a moment now to bring your awareness back to your body. Feel your breath as an anchor. With each inhale, imagine that you're inhaling strength. And with each exhalation, picture yourself exhaling depletion. Inhaling strength, exhaling depletion. If thoughts arise about work, responsibilities, or worries, let them drift past like leaves floating down a stream. You don't have to chase them, just let them go. Let them go down that stream. Let them get further away from you and watch them vanish down that stream. And repeat to yourself, I'm replenishing what has been depleted. I am learning new rhythms of rest and renewal. I am replenishing what has been depleted. I am learning new rhythms of rest and renewal. Let yourself stay in that awareness a little longer, resting in your own company that is quiet, your stillness, this time for you. Inhaling, replenishing, and exhaling, releasing, feeling rested and renewed. Continue to breathe, inhaling and exhaling, focusing on your breath. And again, if your mind wanders, just watch those leaves of those stressful things that are in your life float by, not chasing them, and coming back to your breath. I am replenishing what has been depleted. I am learning new rhythms of rest and renewal. And you can stay here as long as you like, inhaling and exhaling. And whenever you're ready and at your own pace and at your own time, open your eyes softly, blinking a few times. Give yourself one big inhale, one big exhale at the end. Maybe do a little stretch, hands up in the air, side to side, a little twist. And carry this sense of gentleness with you back in your day. And whenever you need a little pause, remember to come back to your breath, inhaling energy, exhaling what's not serving you. Any time of your day, your breath is always there to come back to. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, make sure you take care of you